talking a lot of points of view, so that when the Bible is translated, it is not only understood by the person, the Madinka in Banjul, it's also understood by the Madinka in Basse. Brother, may we have you say that for us?
Abaraka bake na fama be min fo kanjang Pastor Modu Sane wala mnyinti Bible mimu kitabo senengoti a eleman jiro do ka safe kan kota ngula ka simfalo minuta abe wole sata kan amu kulete mi alon ko do ko man sonea adun ay kisi ning kusonson jiro jama bala nyinin ka kantung ala la kumola man kentol harama dingol la kumoti anda manke modo mo kote na kumoti ado ko kono kanto niaji be kitabu senu ngai fanna bele ma dunia balura man fentije fonite ko de malon bari fon fe lo hakilo bla fon fenna niya karandron aba kona fanna bele ma wo kamala atina na molu wulta kata banko dulal kan tarin tundol kan tarin ngakilo fon ba kan dol tara fo pakaw tundol kan kasamas dol tara fo gabu tundol kan jinebi sha kata kiskisiro la ka kango moy aning tumando mol ka nyin kan fengo kumandi nyaadile nyi mutala la kanyin kul kumandi nyaadile kanto ito le do ko karom waran kapentale waran bullo lalu kula mi anon ko do ko sembo warta baka amanke kamira mo kilina doron e ba fala ha bita kan karkilna aka ke kula mi anon ko do biye aka bamban bible safer lalu tema fam mumo yalon aba la karo kanta kan mi yalon ala yalon di min kan pour ka jaayeke adon Reverend coming for wala mnyinti to nyalam ni ajbe nying do ko sembo warta andong ado koto na fulo dun taje adum bata jama bale bije mi alon ko asembo warta ka kis roke nying ay ngaklo blani kitabu seno la kumola momina ala mansata la ho diamla jondi wala ko mo mi alon ko kuma kan kalima kilim bondi nanyum kumo kono ware kuma kan kalima kilil lafaje ete mari niyo arjana mansa baya kono abe talala wala nyama adu ni tari kule la faje la yankan kato be la fala wala nyama so wala na bible yel mandiro man ko mi alon ko soniat kula mi alon ko mbe kan kunta ke nyolale kisiro kake ala de maro kan kabonin ala nora kulungo de maro la fom fotata in tembo abaraka. Yes, Reverend.
Right, thank you, Brother Fadel. Now, another person who has been in this translation work and who knows a lot about what goes into translating is our veteran pastors, why should I now forget your name? Pastor Bayo. Pastor Bayo, you see, when you've been used to a person so much, you tend to even forget his name. You many a time you don't even call his name. So Pastor Bayo now, please give us your own version, tell us what you know about what goes into translation, the process of translation.
Thank you very much, Reverend Unisa. Based on the importance of the work, because we know the Bible is the Word of God, so a lot of care is taken before you even take a statement and say this is what God says. So when I join or visit the team and I do help them in checking, I realize that the team I happen to be working with, especially the missionaries who are giving the background, they studied the original languages in which the Bible is written. Many people do not understand the mixed translation with the authenticity of the Bible. But the Bible is written basically in Greek and in Hebrew. So these people have studied those languages and they are able to read texts in those languages to show us fairly what the original Bible said or what the original writers said in the original language of Greek when it's a New Testament material or Hebrew when it's an Old Testament material. So these people took care to go and study those old languages. Why? Because of the gravity. Because they don't want to go and tell people that God says and they change it and deceive the people. Because they know that they are under judgment before God. So they have to say exactly what God says. So that's one hard aspect, where people labor very hard to get it from the original language and bring it to English. Another thing, based on what I said also, when we are translating from either English or even the Greek, and the people are able to tell us the Greek meaning, sometimes we short circuit, we don't go back to the English translation, which the people also did from the Greek to their language. We who are Mandinkas, they tell us, okay, this is what the Greek says. What does it sound, or how does it come out in Mandinka? And we have found instances because of the relationship of the cultures, because the language has a bearing on the culture. Because of the relationship between the cultures, we find out that some of the Greek cultures and ideas are very close to even the Mandinka thinking. So sometimes you find out that it's even easier to take it directly from the Greek, because now we know the original language the Bible was written in and say it into Mandinka. And just to complete what I'm saying, after all this work is done, with what Pastor Modi said, we have other people, consultants, who do not leave us scot-free just to present our translation. They will come and challenge us. They'll come and investigate both in the side of the Greek and every aspect, the grammar, the structure, and make sure that not even an iota is dropped. So the translation is done with the heart of delivering to the people exactly what God says in their original language. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Pastor. This follows that what is translated comes from the very origin. Brother has just, Father Evan has just told us that the Bible, and I said it earlier on, was first written in Greek and Hebrew. And people have gone, sat down, studied those languages, so that they're able to read the Bible in those original languages. Now, those original languages are not our languages today. So you see how much work is being done. They don't just take the word as it is in the English. They go back to see whether what they're translating was what the Greeks translated the Bible into, or was what the Hebrew people translated the Bible into. So when people say, oh, this is an edition of the Bible, therefore it has taken away from the meaning of the Bible, that is not true, according to what we've just heard. If you're translating from the original, you cannot dilute the original. You want to give the meaning of what you translated stemming from the original. You don't just take a word for the word as it is used today. You take it back and look at what the Greeks said, what was said in Hebrew, and those are the guidelines. So for those of us who say, oh, I won't read this version of the Bible because it's a translation, therefore it has taken away from the meaning. No. The translation does not take away from the meaning. The language might be different, but the substance that is being translated remains the same. We now ask our brother to please translate that for us.
Okay, Baraka, Reverend Alubayo be diamola coming for ya nyinin kamna walam nyin kitabu senu wala yele manjiro akita nyaadi la simfalo minuta ala diamoto ayatande ko akita nin hakil tubal la mi yalanko milwe ay yele manjiro ke yi hakilotu andi la hakiltu manke comme se keke ku kolbe la nyam bari adsunta nin e fongol la kiso la kantu nimi yalanko ye kumo kafu ala la kitabo kan ware kumo bondije amasibo wala le fon la kankandung ala ya fala kitabo kono ko momo yoke fembe tala le te fanana sororo arjana kono adu fembe la fale la yang kankato do le jahannaba kono adun be duwala alman badin juber la ni lamola ama ala mbe tankawla aya tandi ko nyi yele man to keta kanwol le to kanwol mi alon ko bible fon safeta folo ke wo kanwol le to wala mu hibru kanwoti anin jiris kango nyin kam fulol mi alon ko to le keta ku foloti ala kitabu senu safeda ne min kamala nka wole jube bak na nyin do ko kono adu nga mol so mi an ko ifanal mu londi lukka ngo lonna leti tubabol ka min ko linguist wole